Given that we've been getting an onslaught of new pictures, videos, and articles about Sonic Frontiers, it's safe to assume that we're getting very close to crossing the finish line. But how close are we to actually crossing it? Well, according to a recent update from Noisy Pixel, development for Sonic Frontiers is 80% complete, and they cited Famitsu as their source for this information. Noisy Pixel had posted an article about the IGN Q&A video for Sonic Frontiers that went up on the 30th of June, closing out IGN Versus coverage of the game. And they have since made an update to that same article, talking about the development progress for Frontiers and also including a link to a Japanese website that contains a gallery of images taken from the game. You'll be familiar with many of these screenshots, but there have been some new ones sprinkled into the mix also, though none of them reveal anything groundbreaking. But obviously what's most important here is that development for Sonic Frontiers is supposedly 80% complete. It's not clear if that was simply an estimate given by either Sega or a Sonic team, or if they are actually 80% finished with the game. Hard to tell. But one way or another, we may be getting very close to finally getting a full-on release date for Frontiers. So far, Sega has been adamant about the game dropping at the end of this year, but when exactly, well, we obviously don't know. And also, this game being 80% finished obviously raised the question, how much longer will it take for them to get the remaining 20% finished up? This could ultimately depend on exactly how much development time went into Sonic Frontiers. I'd always suspected that it was somewhere between 3 to 5 years. I say 5 years at best because the last mainline Sonic title was Sonic Forces, and that came out in 2017, so 5 years ago. There have been other Sonic titles released since that time, but these were handled by other developers, with insight on Sonic Team, I'm sure. There was Sonic Mania Plus in 2018, Team Sonic Racing in 2019, and Sonic Colors Ultimate in 2021. I don't consider any of these mainline, however, because Mania Plus was a content update, Colors Ultimate was a remaster, and Team Sonic Racing was a spin-off. But mainline or not, they're still Sonic games, so good enough. And though I don't follow mobile games like that, I guess I should add Sonic at the Olympic Games 2020 to this list also. That was released in 2020 if memory serves me correctly, but I don't know if that was solo developed by Sonic Team or if it was a team effort with somebody else. Either way, Sonic Frontiers is the next mainline title that's supposedly coming out this year, and it will be the next game that Sonic Team themselves tackle head on. Or perhaps this game could have had somewhere between 3 and 4 years of development time instead. The reason I say 3 years at worst is because, though this wouldn't surface until much later on, there was a concept that had been drawn up for Sonic Frontiers back in 2019, and it will lay the groundwork for much of what would be fully adapted into the game itself during development. In short, development for Sonic Frontiers could have started somewhere between 2017 and 2019. It certainly can't have started much later than that because I remember them having a trailer ready to go for what was supposed to be South by Southwest 2020, but then plans obviously changed because of the pandemic taking effect at the time, and so that trailer would not surface until the first ever Sonic Central live stream in 2021, back when the game was codenamed Sonic Rangers, and then of course after the Game Awards trailer dropped later that year, it would officially be called Sonic Frontiers. I hate to sort of turn this video into a math lesson, but I can't help but continually think about that 80% statistic that they dropped as far as development for Frontiers goes. I went and did a little math, and if we assume that the game had 3 years of development time, that means it had 36 months of development, and 20% of that is a little over 7 months. I'd say like 7 months plus a week at best. If it went by 4 years, it would have 48 months of development. 20% of that is somewhere between 9 and 10. It's like 9 months plus a few weeks tacked on top, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, I don't know. If, in the best case scenario, it had 5 years of development time, that's 60 months, and 20% of that is 12. So if the game has been in development for 5 years, they would need another year at best to finish their main 20% for Frontiers. Whereas if it went by 4 years of development time instead, it would need a little more than 6 months, which is how much we have left for this year, by the way, for them to fully finish the game, at which point they probably would need a delay to get the rest of it rounded up. If it had 3 years of development time, it would need pretty much the same, a little bit over 6 months, but not by that much. The last time anything was said about the development rate for Sonic Frontiers was in an interview with the man himself, Takashi Iizuka, leading director for Sonic Team. He'd mentioned that Sonic Team's currently working long nights over in Tokyo to make sure the game is up and ready to go in time for the holidays. I'm guessing they're in the phase where they're stomping out bugs and polishing other areas where it is necessary. The debug phase it was called, or something like that maybe? And that wasn't terribly long ago. If they are in the phase of cleaning up Sonic Frontiers, so to say, I'm no developer myself, but I would assume that typically happens near the tail end of a development process, which would probably mean that the game is actually much closer to completion than 80%, so probably not by that much. I'm being hopeful here though, and obviously excited to finally have the game in my hands, especially now that I have a PS5 in my possession. I'm just debating with myself on where to get the game for PS5 or Xbox Series S now. That's a really tough choice, isn't it? But the question becomes, can they finish the remaining 20% of what needs to be finished for Frontiers within like the next 6 months? We're not even halfway through July yet, so we're going to count it as a full month of development, and apart from July, there's 5 other months left in the year. That's 6 months overall. And worst case scenario, the game could drop in December. Best case scenario, it could drop in either October or November because they did mention a holiday release window. Wait, what am I saying? Releasing in December is not a worst case scenario, that's when Christmas happens. But obviously we're talking in terms of how early the game will release, I'm sure you realize that. So can they still meet their deadline for the end of this year? Well, here's hoping, but if ultimately a delay becomes necessary for them to fully finish the game because we don't want another Sonic Origins situation, definitely not, then I hope they will take that option. And in case you didn't hear about what happened with Sonic Origins, though you likely did because it's been quite a topic of discussion after the game came out. It apparently didn't receive enough polish before release, and because of that, it had a lot of bugs when it launched, especially those who owned the PC version of the game. But even those playing on console are not completely safe from this either. In spite of that, I didn't run into all that many bugs myself when I got the game, though I did find a few here and there, especially in Sonic 3. The remastered version of it packaged into Origins is showing signs of it not being completely finished before the game dropped. This is a really tricky story to navigate though, so I'm not going to go into the full details on it, but yeah, don't let any of this discourage you in getting Sonic Origins. It's been nothing but fun for me, apart from a few bugs here and there. They never prevented me from finishing the game, and I walked away with a smile from ear to ear. But for now, that is the video. Apart from this detail about the development rate for Sonic Frontiers and the screenshots being archived at a Japanese outlet, there is not a lot else that I can share in this video, at least for what it's about, but there will be other videos about Frontiers coming up, obviously, so look out for that, and I hope you're as excited for this game as I am. Let me know how excited you are in the comments down below. I'd love to hear all about it, and I will see you in my next video. If you enjoyed this one, please make sure you drop those likes and comments before you go, and don't forget to sub and ring that bell for more Sonic content. Peace out, Blue Blurs for life, and take care.